This is Saxon Math for 6th grade. This is the second half of lesson 102. Today we're going to be simplifying equations. You have a lot of notes to take before we start this today. These are the steps that we need to follow when we simplify equations. They always need to go in this order. Now, you may not have to do every step for every problem, but you should always check in this order to see if you need to do these things. Okay, so thing one, distribute. If you have a number times a quantity, you need to distribute that number by multiplying times each term first. So for example, if you had 2 times the quantity 3 minus x, you would take 2 times 3, which gives you 6, and then 2 times negative x, which gives you negative 2x. If I'm going too fast or if you're not done with your notes, make sure you use the pause feature to help you get all of these steps in order. You're going to need them for all of your work today. Step 2. Look to see if you have some terms that are the same on one side of the equal sign. Maybe you have 2 x's, or maybe you have 2 numbers. If you do, combine the terms, 2x and 3x, add them together to give you your 5x. Step 3. Move all of your variables to one side. We want to end up with x equals something. So we don't want x's on both sides. We want them on one. If they're already on one side, of course you don't have to do anything. But if you have something like this, 4x equals 2x plus 5. You want to move this 2x, because it's the smaller one, to the other side. To do that, since it's a positive number, we're going to subtract. Subtract 2x from both sides. It'll leave you with, in this case, 2x equals 5. Step 4, move the constant. Oftentimes, you'll be left with some number x, plus or minus a number, equals 9. The constant is this right here. It is the plus or minus a number. Because we want to end up with x on one side equals a number on the other side, you want to move this number to the other side. How do we do that? Well, in this problem, we're subtracting 7. So we move it to the other side by doing the opposite to both. Add 7 to both sides. You're left with 4x equals 16. Last but not least, in almost all of your problems, your last step will be to divide by the coefficient. The coefficient is the number times the x. In this case, I'm left with 2x equals 4. I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. That 2 is the coefficient. As you get older, you may have a number times the x. Or I'm sorry, you may end up with x divided by something. If that happens, you would multiply times the denominator. Let's use these steps now. Pause the video if you're not done and finish writing them down to help us solve our problem. All right, welcome back. Write this problem, please, in your book, and let's solve it together. 3x equals 32 minus 2 times x minus 4. Okay. Start with step 1. Distribute. Do I have a number times a quantity? Yep, I do. I have a number times a quantity. And you know what? I notice my number has a negative sign next to it. Whether we think of this as subtraction or as a negative sign isn't particularly important right now. When I look at this, I'm going to look at this as negative 2. And I'm going to multiply times x, then times negative 4. Negative 2 times x will give me negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 4 gives me a positive 8. Rewrite the rest of your problem then. 3x equals 32 minus 2x plus 8. So that's step 1. Step 2, combine like terms. Well, I don't have any other x's on this side. Nothing to combine. Here I have 2 numbers and an x. No x's to combine. But I could combine the numbers. I have a positive 32 and a positive 8. Let's combine those together. 32 plus 8 gives me 40. Now, don't lose the rest of your problem. Rewrite it in. I still have minus 2x. And I have 3x over here. All right, good. So I distributed. I combined like terms. Move variables to one side. Do I have x's on both sides of my equation? I do. I have 3 x's here and 2 x's there. I always like to move the smaller x. I know that 3 is bigger than -2, so I'm going to move this one. To move it, because it's negative, I'm going to move it by doing the opposite, which means I'm going to add to both sides. 3x plus 2x is 5x's equals 40. Negative 2x plus 2x cancels out. I'm left with 5x equals 40. Alright, so check. My variables are all on one side. Step 4, move the constant. Usually I'll end up with some number x plus or minus something equals an answer. I don't have a constant. It's 5x, but there's no plus or minus. So I don't need to do that. Check. Almost done. Last but not least, divide by the coefficient. The coefficient is the number times the x. Divide by the coefficient. Divide by the coefficient. X equals 8. You're going to use this exact same process for all of your problems. You may not have every step, but you need to try every step in order to make sure that you get to the final answer, which should be x equals a number.